project, wrong way. We're back on the Sniper, everybody. Quick shout out to my man, Ali. That's a male's name. He lives in Scotland. He sent me this rag that I can put in Rachel's mouth.
Wait, is Ali short for Alistair?
Yeah, I think so. Or Allison.
I think it's short for Alistair.
There's a lot of uses for this. It's super smooth. It's got Toyota stuff all over it.
You got it inside out though, like the way you got it. That's not how I've seen you wear it.
He sells these rags. I'm gonna put a link.
Rags? Isn't
Whatever
it
they
called
are.
like a? It's called a buff, isn't it?
I don't know.
They're called a buff.
I don't know
like
what
on
it's called.
Survivor
You
or
guys-
a gator. You can wear them as a mask if
Yeah.
there's COVID stuff.
I'm saying, or I could stuff it in your mouth when I need you.
I
to
know
just-
what you're saying. I know what you're saying.
During.
I know what you're saying.
Okay. Second, my man Toyota Matt. You guys don't even know. I can't even keep up with the amount of assistance and sponsorship this man has given me.
He's incredibly generous.
I'm gonna have some serious
supportive.
episodes after we get the Sniper done of just, this is what Toyota Matt sent me, because that dude is just vintage tech parts. He's just been mailing me stuff left and right. He finds something I don't have, he just sends it. So thank you, Matt. Let's get down to business. And by that I mean we're gonna do some catch up today. I'm gonna put this right here like a football player. Right next to my genitals, Ali. Thank you. Last time I talked about Sniper stuff, it had to do with the wiring. And now I wanted to talk to you about the throttle linkage. So let's go over here.
The link.
We'll start with the gas pedal first. And a lot of this is going to be hindsight because I made some mistakes without knowing what the end result was going to be. That's hindsight, right?
Yeah. Well, if you knew the result, you wouldn't make the mistake. So.
I probably still would have. This is a gas pedal from a 72 Fj40. This is my stock gas pedal.
Seems really small, doesn't it?
I cut a chunk off because I needed a piece. I'll go into detail with that right now. The linkage for the Sniper has a specific end piece on it that doesn't quite match the linkage on the 1F gas pedal. Also, the 1F gas pedal isn't ideal as far as movement, from what I understand, from what Nolan Grogan told me. I had to make some modifications to a gas pedal. Luckily, Ben Powell, the guy I bought the engine and transmission from,
And there's soft top.
and the soft top. The guy I bought those parts from, he included a bunch of other stuff that he took off his Cruiser, and one of those was his 1978 gas pedal. This is going to look a little different than the one he gave me. Behold, my creation. So the 1978 Fj40 gas pedal has a little lever right here. Boop. And I'm going to show you what it looked like before I cut it off. Pretty sure this is it right here. Okay?
Boop.
This I cut off. Wow. This I also removed some of the edge right here. Then I added a length of straight tubing from my other gas pedal. And then I cut a little weird P-tab and drilled a hole in it. That's it. Okay?
Voila.
So those are the modifications I made to the gas pedal so it would work with the throttle linkage that I have for the Sniper. This is the holes for the old gas pedal. I had to drill a new hole up here, which you guys know how much I enjoy drilling holes in firewalls.
Excellent.
And that was able to fit the 78 gas pedal. This is the spot where the old throttle cable linkage was. So I'm still using the old throttle cable linkage spot. This is a little gasket I made. It's a circle. There's another one on the other side. I did those. I don't know why. There's so many holes in my firewall, it doesn't even matter. But, dude, I feel like I could bomb a US battleship right now.
Stop.
I'm gonna put it on my head because I'm starting to sweat. Thanks, Allie.
And we don't have to watch it drip off of your head.
Yeah, that's gross. Do I look like the guy from the island of Dr. Moreau?
I haven't seen that in so long. That was a creepy movie.
So I'm gonna mount my gas pedal now. No, I'm gonna show you.
Mount it, honey.
No, I'm gonna
Mount it.
I'm gonna throw you this. Let me show you the throttle linkage next, okay? So I showed you the modifications I just made
On
to the
this
gas
end.
pedal.
Now you're gonna show us the other
so
end.
come over here. Cameron's kit that I ordered from him it was right when he started manufacturing and sending out sniper kits. They have evolved, but the one I got, I had to make some modifications to the throttle linkage, the low-car stuff that he sends out. So low-car, they make some excellent linkage. I don't know any other words to call it, so I'm gonna use the word linkage a lot. I bent this so it would fit right here on the sniper, and then I mounted this little guy. I initially had it not right there, but I had it right here. So it would pull from the bottom, and this cable end went right here. And then I had a long piece of cable, the low-car throttle cable, and it went around in a loop and came in like this. It looked a little better than that. I'll include a picture, because I took a picture for the gram when I was really proud of myself. I went with a long cable length because Nolan said that was the best way to do it. And I trust Nolan. Have you seen his wife?
I have not. Is she pretty?
Yeah, she is.
So you trust? So
She's
she's
a smoke
trustworthy.
show. She is a.
So that's what you need to be trustworthy, is just a pretty wife.
If she would be with him, then he's worth trusting.
Does he have money though?
Oh yeah.
Well, then
yeah.
maybe it's
There's no
the
way he
money.
doesn't have money. It could be the money.
Not
Or
the
his nose.
trustworthiness.
Nolan's got a really good nose. That was my first linkage setup. Mm-hmm. Then I ran into a bit of a roadblock. This
Cooking mechanism? Pressure cooker?
This was my air cleaner. It wasn't my air cleaner. I had the 78 air cleaner that looked like the Starship Enterprise.
Oh yeah. What did you do with that?
I kind of gave it away because I was going to use this one that a good friend gave me. I got it powder coated, and while it was powder coating, I went ahead and set up all the linkage thinking everything would be all right. The mistake I made was there's this like little end piece. I'm going to call this
The nose?
the foreskin.
Oh gosh, it's a little long to be the foreskin.
I'm just saying,
It's more like the whole thing.
just
The amount you remove is
that
like you're going to castrate
the
it.
analogy though is going to come into play pretty quickly.
You castrate it rather than...
Well, you'll see. There's more than one though. It's like an alien. When I got my air cleaner back from the powder cutters, put it in place here. This funky thing, whatever the hell it is that points towards the carburetor, it blocked any way of me routing my fuel lines. I did the smart thing with a rare piece of, Toyota history, and I cut it off. Hence, foreskin joke.
But it's too long though to be
Let's just say
That's like the whole thing. You
Let's
cut
say
the
the
whole...
captain no longer has his cap.
It's more than... He doesn't have a head to put it on.
Once I cut that off, this came into play. So another roadblock. So the linkage itself, which was like that, and I'd already bent it to make it work, was also running into the side of the airbox. That was my problem. I want the old-fashioned airbox. I like the way it looks, and I like the way it kind of masks the newer technology of the Holley Sniper Kit. With that in mind, I had to come up with a solution. Doug Freitel, I contacted him on the internets, and he showed me, and I'll show a picture now, he showed me a bracket that he made to run the linkage from the other direction. I was a little overwhelmed.
You were depressed a few days when you realized
Yeah,
it
I
didn't
was.
fit.
So this is my jig or whatever. I got this. I got another piece of charcoal from our fire pit. This is spray painted for reasons I'll explain later, and I shaded over the 3 holes on this intake right here, so I could find out
Where it needed to line.
Yeah, the right correct bolt pattern. Ryan Apple, he had sent me. He'd given me a bunch of metal because I was starting to get into welding, and I had some flat pieces. So first I initially cut out this piece right here in a triangle, and then I cut some more pieces to make it look more fancy. And yeah, and I just went from there. I cut another triangular piece right here. I welded that to that, obviously, and then I cut this piece, and I welded that to that. And then I wanted to reinforce it a little bit, so I installed these guys right here. And this became my new linkage bracket. So if you're doing the Holley Sniper and you have a 72 fuel, if you have a 78 style gas pedal where the cable pulls, you can honestly use your old linkage if you make something like this. I didn't know that. So I tore all my old linkage out. But now we're gonna install this guy and put it in place so you can kind of see. And I'll start by dropping
All the bolts.
dumb washers. But yeah, I was totally freaking out thinking, oh man, like I'm gonna have to go find.
Everything's ruined.
No, I just had to go buy another air cleaner because somebody already kind of claimed the other one that I got rid of, so to speak. And then I was stuck, with this. Oh, where did that washer go? I never heard it hit the ground. So that's just.
I didn't see
It's just in the air somewhere then, huh? That's what's going on. It's round.
Shake the truck and see if it falls out.
Got it. Okay. Boom. Okay. And thank you, Doug, for your information on how to make that bracket. I asked him initially, I said, dude, I'll buy one of those brackets if you can make another one. And his response was, I need your vehicle here. It's kind of a one-off, which after making one myself,
I understand.
I realize now what he meant by that. So.
But you got to practice your welding and
Yeah.
you did really good.
I did. I made it myself. Not a lot of people are going to believe that because I didn't document it well. So
No.
instead of the long, stretchy cable, you have this short piece. So I took a huge leap. This is the Locar cable stuff. Cutting this was very nerve-wracking because I only had one. And once I made that cut, I knew that things were very permanent at that point. I used to work at a bicycle shop. I was a mechanic there for many years, sort of. I should use air quotes when I say stuff like that, but.
You were.
Yeah, I know.
What are you
but,
talking about?
but working with cables and things like that, that used to be just my everyday bread and butter. So what I'm gonna do now is tighten this guy up so I can run the throttle cable linkage through. So this is the old linkage, or this is the old throttle cable, the way it was set up at the firewall. Pretty cool system. And again, in hindsight, you could make this work with the Sniper. So you technically wouldn't need to modify a 2F gas pedal. You could just use what you have
And just
and
make the
get that done.
bracket.
And make the bracket. And the bracket, again, you guys, you've seen my skill set with welding. It was not much. And I should have used probably a TIG welder, which I don't have. But I just lightly tapped it with MIG. And at first I was just gonna tack the corners and leave it. And I just finished it and sanded it. Because with the sander,
Went full.
I went full blown
Yeah.
R word
Yeah.
with it. So I got and then this, you'll see why with the 78 pedal assembly, why I had to shave some of the material off on the side here. It's because when I mounted it, and obviously I used a rib nut there, which nobody's strangers to that. I wanted it as close to the rounded edge of the firewall as I could to make sure the pedal wasn't close to the brake pedal. So I wanted the gas pedal distance from the brake pedal. But I still wanted the hole that I welded on there to line up with the throttle. You guys see that probably? Let me tighten that up real quick. And then we'll run the cable through. You guys can see how well it works using all these trickery here. And again, I came to most of this after Nolan tried to help me. Then the advice from Doug about making a bracket came after I had created a new gas pedal for myself. So I really didn't have the option
Using the old one.
of using the old one.
That part of it, right?
The pedal has good clearance, good pull, and I can get wide open throttle with that setup. Now one thing I did, somebody else mentioned it on I Hate Mud or something during their install. I took a little bit of heat shrink and I put it on the cable itself to help prevent any fraying at the spot where it goes into the gas pedal itself, that little tab I welded on there.
Oh, you push it through the long thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I was looking at the wrong spot.
That's
Sorry.
okay. So out comes the cable. Boom. And make sure that's flush up against the gas pedal. You want to go around and check for that?
Yeah.
That's good. Okay. I think I can actually cut a little bit more of this cable off because I have some extra slack. I don't really want to though.
I'd leave it.
Yeah, I'm gonna leave it because it goes up inside of that little doohickey anyway.
Mm-hmm.
Don't know the name of this thing. That was the holdup though, you guys. I thought I even had a little to-do list. And I was like, mount the linkage, and it was just one box. And here I am thinking like that was gonna be quick, get it done, and then move on. That was not the case. But yeah, I added this piece, this bracket right here. I just randomly found it, and that helped clear up some of the O2 sensor, get that out of the way. I still need to put some heat sensitive stuff on the water temp sensor because it's a little close to the header. But all the other cables are routed and out of the way. I just have the computer cable left. So, and yeah, now I can actually mount my fuel lines without worrying about the air cleaner, which is going to be a huge win.
Mm-hmm.
Pretty tight tolerances on these cables, which is, you know, a good thing and a bad thing. Bad if you're me, and good if you're not. So I've left some adjustment in the linkage itself for the cable to stretch.
What's this little doohickey behind the sniper that's sort of pink? It looks like it's leaking pink.
I'm gonna have to.
Oh no, it's not. It's solid.
Oh jeez.
It's like shiny pink. So
Thanks for that.
Sorry.
That's okay.
You need some smaller hands.
No, it's okay. I just want to make sure that cable's tight. That's the gas pedal. So go ahead and keep your eyes on that, honey. I'm gonna just open up the gas pedal a little bit, see if it works.
Nice.
Is it good?
Mm-hmm.
Now it should open from the top, so you can see that it goes wide open throttle.
Yep.
It's a smooth pull. There's barely any kind of resistance. So it's a 1972 Land Cruiser, but I used a 78 modified gas pedal and a bracket that I made myself. But if you make that little bracket or a variation of it, because I was using the it's such a bastard because I'm using a 1F intake. So if you don't have a 1F intake, you might have other options. But I had this spot right here where the oil cooler used to be, and that's where I was able to mount the bracket.
Excellent.
That's a mouthful.
You did it, honey.
You know what that's like,
Yeah.
conversation-wise.
Yeah, of course.
Get a read on this guy. You stubbed your toe.
Put your hand behind it. It's focusing on your face.
This little magic doohickey, it's now $20. It used to be a lot cheaper. My fuel tank has a fuel outlet right here. This weird threaded thing, it's some British stupid pre-1776 thread. I don't know why Toyota used it, but this is an adapter. And this threads onto that thread easily. And then I can run one of these fancy fuel line bits on there for the sniper. So this is what comes out of my fuel tank. My other problem is this is the vent and this is the fuel filler. So I don't have anything with this style fuel tank. I don't have anything for a return line. There's a company, they make this little thing right here. Okay? Mm-hmm. It's $20. I had to go get a longer bolt because the bolt they provided didn't engage all the threads. This is aluminum. I was worried that it was going to strip out. You screw this in there, it works like a giant riv nut. but it makes it so you don't have to weld to your fuel tank. So you drill a hole that size. I'm thinking about putting the return line right here and using, or maybe right here, I don't know. But once I have the return line mounted, I ratchet this down, and it works just like a giant riv nut. So we'll see how well that works. But that's gonna be our return line setup. So,
Making progress.
making progress. The next episode, I've got a special guest coming to Project Wrong Way Garage. He's never been here before. When he gets here, we'll do an introduction, and what we'll do next time we film, I'm going to install the return line, install the fuel filters underneath, we'll do the fuel lines, and then we'll start the Land Cruiser. So I'm gonna get some oil, I'm gonna get some coolant, top the fluids off, and then, yeah, so the next time I film, it's to turn the engine on.
Yay!
And the special guest, oh, I just lost that really important rubber washer. Gosh. Yeah, the special guest is gonna be helping me out with some stuff addressing timing, and then just generally starting up
Doing the cherry on top stuff.
the sniper. So he's gonna help me kind of button up things, anything I might have missed, so I don't cause any serious problems. But yeah, I reached out to a friend and he's gonna come, so I'm pretty excited. But again, thank you guys for watching Project Wrong Way. Please like, share, and subscribe. Tell your friends. We're really close, really close. So once it's running, it's gonna move quickly after that. I might not be able to get everything I do upgrade-wise, but we're gonna go driving very soon. Rachel, do you have anything to add besides you're doing that? I gotta go to the band.
I've got to go to the bathroom really bad.
All right.
We need to wrap this up.
All right. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you the next time we film.